Right. So good morning again, not to all of you. So I will discuss today again the part two of accounting for merchandising. All right. So but today I will be using the template of the UST. So I'm using the template now. So for me, it is a very good in terms of discussing about accounting for the merchandising. Okay. So prayer. Okay. Accounting. So it is coming from Lawrence, Marsilia CPA. So accounting for the merchandising business. Okay. So learning outcome now describe the nature of transactions in a merchandising business. Record transactions of a merchandising business in a general and special journal. And then after that one is post transactions in the general ledger and subsidiary ledger. So later, no? And also about preparing a trial balance, then prepare adjusting entries, then complete the accounting cycle of the merchandising, and also about prepare the cost, the statement of cost of goods sold and your gross profit. Okay. So what do you mean here of the merchandising? Please take note last, no? Very important here is about merchandising business. Now, it is this type of business buys the product at wholesale price and sells the same at retail price. Now, they're also known as buy and sell. Okay? So please take note last that yes, it is basically part of the buy and sell businesses. No, they make profit by selling them at the higher price. Okay? So sa Tagalog, ano lang siya, bibili ka and then at the same time, you will purchase, okay? Sell and resell of finished or almost the finished goods. Okay? So ano yung mga sample niya? Okay, your grocery stores, your convenience stores, no? Your clothing stores also, and there's the distributors and also other resellers. Now, all of this are part of the merchandising business. Okay. So ito yung pagkakaiba niya sa atin. No? In the service industry, the absence of the inventory of tangible goods. Okay, so that's why you're only doing service. Okay, or offer professional skills, expertise, advice, and other similar products. Okay, so that's basically the service. Okay, how about in terms of the merchandising? So there's the presence now of what you call inventory. So may inventory na tinatawag of the tangible goods for sale. Right. So in the inventory, under IAS, International Accounting Standards number 2, inventories defines as. So there are three kinds of inventories in a manufacturing. So it is held for sale in the ordinary course of business. That's why you have what you call finished inventory. Right? You have also what you call in the process of production of such sales. So ito yung tinatawag na work in process. Okay, please take note on the number 1, held for sale in the ordinary course of business. That's why it is the finished goods, meaning it is already finished. Okay? Number 2 naman, in the process of production for such sale, it is basically a work in process, meaning partially completed product. Okay? You have also what you call in the form of supplies, materials to be consumed in the production or in rendering of the services. It is what you call raw materials inventory. So if you notice last, you have your finished goods, you have your work in process, and you have your raw materials inventory that's composed of your inventory, particularly in the manufacturing. Okay. Since our topic is only for the merchandising, we focus more on the merchandising inventory. Okay. So in the cost of inventories, under ES number 2.10, the cost of inventory shall comprise all cost of purchase. Okay, mamaya, I will discuss to you about the cost of purchase, the cost of conversion, and the other costs incurred in bringing the inventories to their present location and at the same time condition. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng cost of purchase? So lahat daw ng pagbili mo ng inventories, the cost of purchase of inventories comprise, so ito yung mga composition of the inventory. The purchase price, the import duties and other taxes, and transport them, handling them, and the other cost directly attributable to the acquisition of your finished product. Okay? That's why you have your materials, you have your services, deduction lang yung mga trade discounts and other rebates, no, and other similar items that are deducted in determining the cost of purchase. Okay? So under ES number 2.10, no, as part of the cost of inventories, yes, there are a lot of costing, okay, to be added. Okay. So as part also of the cost of inventory, so ano bang ibig sabihin ng cost of conversion? Okay. So if ever man that your idea or you have an idea about process cost, about manufacturing system or cost accounting system, it is what you call conversion cost. Okay. Kasi nga, pag sinasabi kasi conversion cost, it is basically your cost of conversion of inventories include costs directly attributable to the production, no? You have your direct labor, you have your factory overhead, okay? Ano yung direct labor? Yung labor na ginagamit natin sa paggawa ng product, okay? How about the overhead? The overhead here includes fixed and variable production, no? So all of this, direct labor and overhead, if you have your direct materials, the reason why it is called conversion, because the materials are to be converted into the finished product. Okay? Yeah. Number 3 also, other costs are included in the cost of inventories. Okay? Only to the extent that they are incurred in bringing the inventories to their present location and condition. Okay? So it will bring bringing them to the inventories of their present location and condition. Okay. So in terms of the merchandising business, now again, it is buy and sell. So it would be the phases, no, of the merchandising. Inbound, so you are the one who buy the product or buy the inventories, and outbound is the one who sell, no. So you have your seller or sales of cost of goods sold. Okay. New accounts. So this is now the new accounts, no, in your merchandising. Bagong-bago, no? In our service industry, wala tayong ganito, no? Bago, no? Purchase return allowances, you have purchase discount, and you have freight in or transportation in. So nature of the accounts in the purchase, it is debited when you purchase the materials or when you purchase the inventory. But in the periodic inventory system, we will use purchase. In the perpetual inventory system, debited tayo sa ating perpetual inventory system. Okay. The purchase returns and allowances, it is used in recording returns of the merchandise to the seller evidenced with a debit memo. Okay. You have also here purchase discount credited when the buyer avails of the cash discount. And you have also your freight in or transportation in used to record freight costs incurred by the buyer in acquiring for the merchandising or for the merchandise. Okay. In the purchase classification, ito ay expense, while PRA and the purchase discount are all part of the contra account, meaning if the purchase has a debit balance, purchase naman has or have a credit balance na. These two accounts. Okay. While freight in or transportation in is a junk account. Okay? And it has a normal debit balance. So face of this one, all of this are to be added or to be deducted in the purchase to get the net purchase. Mamaya, no, I will give you parang glimpse of a merchandising income statement. Okay. Okay, ito rin yung bago dito. Sales allowances, sales discount, freight out, and delivery expense. No? So when you say about sales, it is used for recording of sales in the merchandise for cash on account. Ito naman is all about contra account. No? Used in recording returns of the merchandise from the customers, or it is seller to issue the credit memo. No? Debited by the seller when buyer avails of the cash discount. So parang ikabaligtaran kanina. Okay? Ito rin ikabaligtaran ng freight in. No? Freight out naman used to record the shipping cost shouldered by the seller. So yung freight in, ang nagbayad doon ay buyer. Freight out naman, ang nagbayad ay seller. Okay? So in selling the merchandise. Okay? So sales, it is part of the revenue, while this one is part of the contra account. No? The freight out naman is an expense. Alright. Normal balance of the sales is credit, while this one have a debit balance, while freight out also have a debit balance. No? Lahat naman ito class, except for this one, it is part of the expense sa baba, ay all part in computing for our net sales. Okay, except for this one, no? Kasi ito ay nasa baba, no? As part of the OPEX. Okay. If you have question, just don't hesitate to message me. No? Just message me, just PM me. Okay, if you have question. Okay. So in terms of discount, so there's also what you call trade discounts and cash discounts. No? Pag sinabing trade discounts, percentage the deduction to the published list price or catalog to arrive at the invoice price or sales price. No? So pag trade discount, it is to be deducted. No? Okay? Well, automatic, di ba? Di ba pag kayo ay nasa mall, no? Nakikita niyo may mga discounts doon. Ano ba? Okay. So may mga discount doon. So automatic is to be deducted. Okay? How about the cash discount? The cash discount naman is given to encourage the customers to pay on time. Okay? To pay their accounts promptly. Okay? So this is the purchase discount buyer's perspective or the sales discount. It is also known as the seller's perspective. Okay? So the purchase discount buyer's perspective or the sales discount is the seller's perspective. So magkabalagtad, di ba? Kanina we discussed to you about discount, no? So buyer's discount and the sales discount. Consider the discount rate or discount period, and you have what you call credit terms, no? So note, returns can never receive any cash discount. Siyempre, common sense, no? If you have returns, it is to be deducted, okay, with the cash discount. All right. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na trade discount, no? Automatic, it is to be deducted. So assume that LJM company sold the merchandise with the list price of 100 subject to the trade discount of 15% and a 10% to VVV company. No? The sales price or the invoice price is computed as follows. So if you have list price of 100, may discount ka na 15% sa una. So you have 85, then second discount of 10. So automatic, the invoice price is 76,500. Ito yung nakikita nyo sa mall. Yeah? Kalagay doon, 10% discount. No? So meaning ang babayaran mo ay 90% na lang. Diba? Please take note of this one. No? So ang account receivable na i-record niya ay 76,500. Okay? Hindi na siya 100 because of the trade discount. Okay? Then, sa VVV company, you purchase 76,500 and accounts payable of 76,500. Alright. Diba? Automatic are to be deducted. Okay. Pag cash discount naman class, ay iba ito. No? Ang cash discount is to encourage the supplier or the customer to pay. So if you're the customer, you're also encouraged to pay. Tama ba? Yes. But before that, no, we need to understand this one. No? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng 3 tenths and 30, 2 tenths, 115 and 30, 2 end of the month and 60, end of the month class, 2 tenths end of the month, 60. Okay. Pag sinabing 3 tenths and 30, you are given 3% discount if you will pay within 10 days. Okay? And the credit terms is to be paid on 30 days. Okay, again, you are given 3% discount if you will pay it within 10 days. Full. Okay? From the date of the invoice date. No? Then, the credit terms is 30 days. Okay? Beyond that, you will pay for penalty. Next one. You are given 2% discount if you will pay it within 10 days from the sales of invoice. No? Then 1% deduction is fully paid, no, within 11 to 15 days. No? Kung nagbayad ka ng 11 days. Okay. And the full amount to be paid on the 30th day. Okay. Next one, 2% deductions if paid fully at the end of the month. Okay. But the full amount is to be paid on 60th days or 60 days. Okay. Then naman, 2% discount if full payment is made by the 10th day following the date of sale. Okay. Is made by the 10th day of the month following the date of sale. So meaning end of the month. Bawa ngayon is June. So 10 days after the June 30. So July 10. Okay? July 10 siya. So full amount is to be paid on 60th day. Ganun kadali guys. So malamang ngayon alam niyo na kung paano to, no? Kasi madaming ganyan, di ba? Specifically in terms of the delivery receipt and the sales invoice. Di ba? Okay. So the cash discount, no? So you have account receivable, less returns if any, then the balance is 17, no? Then the less applicable, for example, you have discount of 500, the amount you earn is 16,500, no? So in the sales perspective, you're only receiving 16,500 out of 17 kasi nga, nagbigay ka ng discount, no, sa customer mo. And the AR to be deducted is 70. Kasi yun pa rin yan, no? Yun pa rin yung AR. On the buyer's perspective, what you paid is 16,500. No? So if you notice, what you paid is 16,500. Okay. Then you have the purchase discount of 500. Okay. And your accounts payable here is 17. Okay. Yan. So the accounts payable here of 17. Okay. So again, if you have question, no, don't hesitate to message me. Okay. Next one. Again, I'm using the UST template kasi napakaganda nito, no? Napakaganda, no? For me, it is one of the best, no? In the accounting for merchandising. Okay. Inventory for, so shout out or I would like to commend the UST, no? ABM, no, senior high. Yes, it is from the senior high, no? At least it is also can be used to all kasi napakaganda. All right. Inventory accounting system. So there are two kinds of inventory accounting system, no, for inventory. So you have here perpetual inventory system, and also you have here periodic inventory system. Okay, so recording of movements in the merchandise inventory. So perpetual inventory, you record everything, no? You continuously record, no, the cost of goods on hand, the detailed record, the quantity, no? So in the perpetual inventory system plus, no, it is to be recorded, no, automatically to your inventory. Okay, so products that will yield high return and also about low return. Okay. In the periodic inventory system, the count of the physical inventory takes place periodically, usually at the end of the accounting period, and no detailed record of physical inventory on hand are to be maintained. Okay? Ito naman class, if you notice kanina, we have our purchases, purchase returns and allowances, and purchase discount. Nasa periodic yan. In the perpetual inventory system, you will only record inventory. Diba? Automatic in terms of the inventory. Okay. Yan. Diba? Ulit lang class. Please remember this one. All movements in the inventories are directly recognized in the merchandise inventory account. Okay. In the periodic inventory system, increase in inventories are recognized first in the purchase and freight accounts and not directly in the merchandise inventory. Purchase, purchase discount, purchase returns, and allowances. All right. Periodic and perpetual. Sige, I have an example. Although I mentioned this one in my other template. No? So purchase merchandise and account 50,000 terms again, 2 10 and 30, 2% discount, no, within 10 days, and that the credit terms is 30 days. Periodic purchase accounts payable. Now, you debit purchase if you purchase that one and credit the accounts payable. Ito naman yung perpetual inventory. Instead of purchase, merchandise inventory siya. Okay? Pay transportation costs. So, pag periodic to be specific, it is charged to the freight in and cash. Tinan mo sa perpetual, merchandise inventory pa din. Yes, yan ang kaibahan nila, no? Okay. Sorry. If you return the 3,000, it is the purchase, returns, and allowances. So, binalik mo yung 3,000. Tinan mo yung sa periodic, specific. Accounts payable, of course, babawasan mo yung accounts payable. And you credit here purchase, returns, and allowances of 3,000. But in the perpetual inventory system, parehas naman to. Pero instead of crediting purchase, returns, and allowances, you have your merchandise inventory of 3,000. Diba? Letter dog. Paid within the discount period the purchase made in A. So accounts payable, cash, you have purchase discount. Okay? In the perpetual inventory system, accounts payable, cash. Again, you use merchandise inventory. So, yan class ang kaibahan niya, no? In the periodic and in perpetual inventory system. All right. If you have question, please message. Okay. Also in selling, diba? Ito naman yung periodic class, no? Account receivable, same lang naman siya, same. Pero in the perpetual inventory system, you are required to record your cost of goods sold debit and credit merchandise inventory. Why? Because in the perpetual inventory system, you record everything. While in the periodic inventory system, you are not required to do this one. Why? Because in the periodic inventory system, you are required to conduct physical inventory count. Note, again, periodic, kailangan mo magbilang at the end of the month. So meaning, sir, yung mga malalaking company, we are using periodic. Ikaw ba naman, San Miguel? Diba? Tapos, i-record mo lahat. Ano, diba? Malamang kawawa yung accountant, no? Note, under the perpetual inventory system, as items are sold, the merchandise inventory account is credited and the cost of goods sold is debited for the cost of the items. Okay? All right. Merchandising costing of 2,000. Alam ba, may binalik yung customer mo. So, sales and allowances, account receivable, same lang naman. Okay? Pero in the perpetual, you need to record, ibabalik mo. Okay? Ibabalik mo yung inventory mo. Kasi nga, binalik ng customers mo. And you have your cost of goods sold. Babawasan mo yung cost of goods sold. So, ganun kadali class ang periodic and perpetual inventory system. Alright. So, that's basically your accounting for merchandising. Okay. Collected within the cash discount in the sales made. So, of course, instead of if you have AR of 16, no? Same lang naman siya, class, ha? Walang problema. Nakaka-problema lang siya, ay nakaka-difference lang siya in terms of the purchase, no? So, meaning, you gave 320 discount and your cash is 15,680 and 15,680. Okay? All right. Yan. So, accounting for cash discount. Siguro, I will skip this one, no? So, it is not, so I will skip this one, class, ha? All right. So, but in terms kasi of the cash discount, no? Sige, I will discuss thoroughly lang, briefly, no? Gross method, the purchase are recorded at the gross amount, no? And cash discounts taken are recorded in the purchase discount. In the net method class, it is to be parang na siya, net, no? So any difference na hindi mo hindi mo nagamit, no, will be charged as the purchase discount loss. Para maintindihan ito yan, no? Purchase merchandise worth 50,000. 3/10 and 30. Again, buyer's perspective, seller. So I will discuss na lang para maintindihan. So gross method to, no? 'Di ba? Pag ikaw yung buyer, you purchase 50, accounts payable 50. On the part of seller, malamang sales mo siya. And account receivable of 50. So you debit AR and credit your sales of 50,000. Okay? On June 24, paid supplier for merchandise purchase on June 14. So meaning there's now a discount. On the part of buyer, of course, you have accounts payable 50, purchase discount 15. So 50,000 times 3% yan, and cash of 485. So instead of paying 50,000, the seller give you, or because of this one, no? So 485, you have 15 discount. On the part of seller, yung AR mo na 50,000, you only receive 485 because of the 3% discount. 50,000 times 3% yan, ha? Okay. Tingnan mo naman sa net method. Okay? Sa net method, ininet mo na kaagad, no? 50,000, 485, 485. Net na. Okay. If the supplier paid within the discount period, so 14, 24, so 10 days siya, napakadali. Just debit accounts payable para maging zero to. Then you pay cash. You paid cash, sorry. On the part of the seller, you debit cash because you received cash. And tanggalin mo na yung 485 na AR para maging zero ang AR. Ano kadali, class? Okay. Pag net method. Pero ang makakaproblema lang siya if nagbayad siya on the 25th, meaning tapos na ang discount period. Tinan mo sa buyer, 48,550 pa din ang babayaran mo, pero it will be charged to the purchase discount loss on the part of buyer. Sayang. May discount ka na 1.5 to. What if 1.5 million to? Kaya class, no? I recommend na kunin nyo yung discount. Sayang. Kasi sayang yan. No? On the part of seller, you debit cash of 50. You have sales discount forfeited of 1.5. And also you have account receivable of 48,500. Okay? Alright. So, ito naman on the part of, how about naman transportation costs, no? Ito naman ang tinatawag na free on board. Okay. So, ito naman yung mga, alam niyo yun, mga Lazada, Shopee, di ba? Sino ba nagbabayad ng ano? Sino ba nagbabayad ng shipping? Okay? So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng FOB shipping point, no? The FOB shipping point, the buyer agreed to shoulder all the transport, again ha, buyer ha, to shoulder all the transportation costs from the point of shipment up to the point of destination. So meaning, pag umalis yan sa warehouse ng seller, since ay nagbayad, ay buyer. So sino yung may-ari? Buyer na. The buyer receives the title to the goods at the shipping point kasi nagbayad na ako from the start. Okay. How about the FOB ship destination? The seller agreed to shoulder all the transportation costs from the point of shipment up to the point of destination. Yeah? So, yung destination niya, nag-shoulder ay yung hanggang dumating sa bahay mo, okay? Or sa warehouse mo, if you're the buyer. So, the buyer receives all of the titles of the goods at the point of destination. Okay? So, you have also here freight. Basta shipping point, buyer na yung may-ari, destination, seller pa din. Until na dumating yan sa buyer, that will pass to the buyer. How about the freight prepaid and freight collect? So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng freight prepaid and freight collect? So, pag sinasabi natin freight prepaid, the seller pays the transportation cost at the time of shipment. The seller muna ang nagbayad or pays until the time of shipment. Or freight collect, the buyer pays the transportation cost upon the receipt of the goods at the place of destination. Okay? So the buyer pays the transportation upon the receipt of the goods at the place of destination. Okay. Para maintindihan, what if it is FOB shipping point freight collect? So January 10, big company located in Cebu purchased merchandise worth 100,000 from S company located in Manila. Freight amounted to 10,000 paid on June 14. Terms 2 10 and 30 assume that B paid in full. Sino ba si B ba? B is the buyer. No? Okay. So, B, of course, purchase accounts payable. S naman si seller. Okay, walang problema. AR and sales. Okay. On January 14, shipping point to. So, meaning buyer na yung nagbayad. No? Freight collect, tama. Freight collect because ang nagbayad ng freight collect ay buyer, di ba? Okay. So, freight in, 10,000, cash of 10,000. Anong problema? Of course, no entry this one. Kasi nagbayad na ay si buyer. Big company, okay, so, nagbigay siya ng discount of 2%. So, 100,000 times 2%, you have 2,000. So, accounts payable of 100, binayad mo ng 98, any difference? So, you have 100. Okay. And on the part of the S company, cash of 98, sales discount of 2, and account receivable of 100. Okay? Alright. Napakadali. Kung FOB shipping point, freight collect, kasi nga nagbayad niyan ay buyer din. Okay. Ito naman, what if naman, dapat ikaw yung nagbayad kasi ikaw yung buyer, pero ang nagbayad ay si seller. Kasi nga, freight prepaid. Di ba? Freight prepaid, seller ang nagbayad. Pero dapat should be ikaw, no? On January 10, on January 10, B company located in Cebu purchased merchandise worth 100,000 from S located in Manila. Freight amount 10,000 paid on same lang pala, same lang. So I will not do this one. No? Same lang kaya lang ang makakaiba ito. So ito walang problema. Purchase, accounts payable. Okay. Di ba? Pag FOB shipping point, ang may-ari niyan ay si buyer. That's why it is to be reported as freight in, 10,000, accounts payable 10. Kaya lang, ang nagbayad ay si freight prepaid kasi seller. Go back to this one, ha? Di ba? The seller pays freight prepaid. Freight collect si buyer. Okay. Yan. So, gagawin naman ni seller ay kailangan niyang isingilin. No? Si B. Kasi ako nagbayad eh. Account receivable 10, cash of 10. On the part of B, di ba? Dagdag na siya sa accounts payable. Kasi nga, sorry, ito yan. Because of the freight in, accounts payable. Hindi siya cash, but accounts payable. So, meaning accounts payable here is 110. Please take note the freight in is not included in your discount. Only 100,000 times 2. So, you have your 2. Okay? So, yung cash mo ay 108. On the part of the seller, same lang, 108 na receive mo, then you give 2% the discount, 100,000 times 2%. So, then you will deduct the account receivable of 110. Anong kadali, class, ha? Ang FOB shipping point freight prepaid. Okay. Ito, walang problema. FOB destination freight prepaid, kasi seller naman talaga ito. No? FOB destination seller yan, di ba? Sino nagbayad ng shipping? Seller. Okay? So, walang problema. Same. Of course, on the part of B, hindi ko naman yan. Ano bayad naman si seller. Pero this one, freight out. And you debit freight out and credit cash. Yung B, same as kanina. So, accounts payable of 100, cash of 98, and purchase discount of 2, cash of 98, discount of 2, and account receivable of 2. Walang problema ito, class. Ito lang yung makakaproblema, no? FOB destination, seller dapat ang nagbayad, pero ang nagbayad ay si buyer. Ito, walang problema, same lang. Ito na lang, ha? Yan. Ang gagawin ni buyer, babawasan ko ang utang ko sa kanya. Kasi ako nagbayad eh. The part of S company, yes, charge is as freight out, pero babawasan na seller ang account receivable. Okay? Yes. No? So, B company, accounts payable, 100 minus 10, 90 na lang. Again, purchase discount applicable to the purchase price. 100,000 times 2, you have 2,000. Any difference, yan yung binayad mo na cash. On the part of seller, you debit cash of 88, sales discount of 2, and account receivable of 9. Okay? Diba? Napakadali lang naman ng transportation in and out. Again, if you have question, don't hesitate to message. Okay. Summary. No? Freight terms, cost, FOB, destination, freight, prepaid. Okay, destination, seller, di ba? Prepaid, seller. So, the cost, seller, pay, seller. FOB shipping point, freight collect, buyer yan, di ba? Buyer yan. FOB destination, so dapat cost shouldered by the seller, pero ang nagbayad ng freight collect ay buyer. Okay. FOB shipping point, di ba kibayar to? Pero ang nagbayad niyan ay si seller. Dito lang tayo makakaroon ng
confusion. Pero madali lang naman yan. Okay. Yan. Okay. Ito lang yung sample. I will give you this one. Just read na lang to. Okay? Alright. Markup. So markup naman is based on cost and markup based on sales. Now, what if you have now, na-compute mo na, 16,000 yung cost mo. Markup on cost, ha? So, gawin mo class, gawin mo itong 100. Then, compute mo ng 1.25. Yung magiging selling price mo. Any difference is markup. So, you have 25%. Markup naman, based on sales, ang 100% mo ay this one. Okay, times 75%. So, as you notice class, you have still 25%. So, depende yan class sa mag-markup mo. So, the basis will be 100% in comparison to the markup given. Okay? Pero usually class, markup on sales talaga usually. Okay. Markup versus gross profit margin. So, markup refers to the difference between the selling price of the goods or service and its cost. It's expressed on the percentage based on the cost or based on the sales. Pag gross profit margin naman refers to the difference between the selling price and the cost. Ito napakadali naman ng gross profit, no? Sales minus cost you have here, okay? Ayan. So markup on sales, if you notice, if you have 100 less 800, you have 200. So you have 10, 80, you have 20%. Parang same lang naman siya, no? Magkakaiba lang siya in this one, no? Markup on cost, so ito ay 100%. Times by 1.20, you have 960, you have 20%. Ito, same lang class, no? Sa markup on sales, okay? Ito lang problema. Ito lang naman, no? 960, 800, 160. So, ginawa lang natin here is 160 divided by 960. So, you have 16.67. So, you have here 100%. Markup on cost kasi, ito ay 800 at 100% times 1.20. Ito na makakaiba sa dalawa. Okay? Okay. Ito kasi markup para makuha mo lang yung selling price. Ito naman yung usual na nakikita nyo sa income statement. Okay. Yan. So, ito na yung ating diniscuss, no? Okay. If you remember pa, ha? Source documents, di ba? In our part 1, no? Accounting cycle, analyzing the business documents or transactions. Then, you journalize. Then, you post. Then you prepare trial balance, then prepare the adjusting trial balance, FS. No? Hopefully, naalala pa yan. No? Then closing the entries, then post-closing the entries. Ito lang yung wala natin. Ito kasi is optional. Optional kasi ang reversing entries. Okay. Yan. Adjusting entries in the merchandising inventory or periodic inventory. No? Hopefully, you still remember this one. Right? Adjusting entries are generally prepared by the merchandising business for the following items: accrued expenses, accrued revenue, prepaid expenses, unearned or deferral. Diba? Hopefully, you still remember this one, no? Depreciation of the PPE and collectible accounts of budgets, and you have your inventory. So hopefully, you still remember this one. So, adjusting entries okay, ito na yung mga adjusting entries, no? To close the beginning inventory, di ba? Ang inventory has a debit balance. Para masarado yan, we charge it to the credit and income summary. Hopefully, you should remember income summary, ha? So, di ba? We summarize everything, no, to the income summary. In terms of recording the ending inventory, no, you debit here merchandise inventory and credit here income summary. Okay? So, to record naman ending. Kasi nga, this ending will become beginning na on the next period. Okay. Ay, ulit lang. Yan. So, complete set of fully, you still remember this one, no? We discussed this one, no? Statement of financial position, your balance sheet, statement of profit or loss or income statement or comprehensive income. Same lang yan, no? Statement of changes in owner's equity or capital statement, statement of cash flows, you have cash flow statement, and notes to FS. Hopefully, you still remember this one, no? It is the complete set of your FS. Okay. Ito na yung income statement of the merchandising. Ito yung ginawa natin in our first part, which is service. less expenses, you have net income. Magkaiba na siya in the merchandising. Mayroon na siya cost of goods sold and gross profit. Diba? Okay. Same pa rin, less expenses, or if ever you have an expenses of OPEX and other income, if ever, no, then you have your net income. So, yun ang pakakaiba niya, ha? Okay. In the revenue from sales, please take note, diba? Ito yung kanina sinasabi ko, no? Net sales here is you have cash sales plus credit sales minus sales discount and sales and allowances. So, you have here your net sales. Okay? Yan. Ito na yung class, sinasabi ko kanina about in computing for the cost of goods sold. No? Medyo mahaba na siya. No? Beginning inventory, you add the purchase, you add the freight in para makuha mo yung cost of inventory, cost of purchase, ima-minus mo yung binalik mo, and also purchase discount, minus to klasales. Ito na yung net purchase. Okay? Ang tawag dito class sa beginning inventory plus net purchase ay total cost of goods available for sale. Okay? After that one, ima-minus mo na yung ending inventory para makuha mo na yung cost of goods. Okay? Diba? So, very familiar or first time ba? Okay. Yan. Sorry. That's why the net sales minus cost of sales or cost of goods sold is now your gross profit. Now, apply the concept of markup kanina as described, no? But depende if you are basing on cost or if you are based on your sales. Ayan. Ano naman yung mga OPEX? Napakadali. No? Ito yung ating selling and general admin expense. No? Expenses necessary in a day-to-day operations. You have also your other income, other expenses, incidental transactions that do not or not part of the main operations of the business. The examples here include the interest expense, income, and gain or loss of the sale of assets. Okay. Ulit lang ito. Recap again. Okay? Closing entry. Okay. So, ito na yung closing entry. Hopefully, you still remember this one, no? In our discussion, in our trading. Our sales, returns and allowances, and purchase discount, no, have a credit balance. No? Para masarado siya, close it muna sa ating income summary. No? Close all income and expenses to the credit balance. Okay. After that one, close all the income and expense which has a debit balance. Ilagay mo siya sa credit balance. Then close all income and expenses with the debit balance. Okay. Yan. So yung sales allowances and returns, sales discount, purchase, no? All the expenses, if you notice, no, have a debit balance. No? Para masarado siya, i-credit mo siya, then ilagay mo sa income summary. Hopefully, naalala pa yan, ha? Okay. Then, income summary, yan naman ay to be close to our capital. Close the income summary account. No? Adjusting entry 1, closing entry 2. So, paano yun? Yan, halimbawa, you have a debit balance. Okay? So, malamang debit credit yon kasi may net income. Lahat daw yan ay isasarado natin sa capital. Okay? That's why we debit here income summary and credit here L Marcela capital. Okay? Or pag net loss, okay? Maraming net loss to. No? Dapat net loss to. So, because we deduct it with the L Marcela capital and we have our income summary. Okay? Alright. Yan. Then, yung drawing naman natin, di ba? Ito yung mga withdrawal, ay isasarado rin natin. Okay? So yung debit capital and drawing. Okay? To close the drawing. So, meaning, iba na yung balance mo kay L Marcela capital. Okay. Any questions? Alright. So, thank you very much. And thank you to Sir Marcela for this one. So, again, if you know the question, if you know the question, if you have question now, please feel free to message me. Again, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.